there's a vacancy on the ship.
Go for it. I can do two things at once.
Hour 43.
Yeah.
Yes! Still alive!
Just so you're aware,
We're not even a fifth of the
this
way
performance,
through.
like all of our performances, is a relaxed performance, which means the lights will stay like this. There won't be any loud sudden noises, and maybe a bit of ambient music in the background. If you need to pop out at any time, that's absolutely fine. Just head out. There are some sequence sizes. You need to take a breather, and then you can come back in at any time in the hour. And there's a relaxed attitude to noise and movement from the audience for the benefit of people who struggle to be still and silent for an hour, basically. I think those are the main things. So I'm going to pass you over to Chris here, who is our games master for the hour, and all of the players.
Hello.
Round of applause.
Hello, everyone. Yes, we do keep it informal, so if you want to speak, please do. It's fine. There's no issue with that sort of thing. Hello, welcome to Adventurers Wanted. Let me start off by explaining what tabletop role-playing games are, in case there's any question of that here. Each person here is playing their own unique character. I'm the games master, and I play the rest of the world. I describe people, places, and things that they encounter. I tell them what happens. They tell me what they'd like to do. And sometimes we use dice rolls to determine how that happens, whether people succeed at doing things brilliantly or fail at doing them hilariously. I'm looking at you.
Yes, that's fair.
He rolls badly.
I do.
All of our players are crew members aboard the naval research vessel, the Spirit of the Horizon, which on a recent mission was unexpectedly and magically transported to a completely new and unknown land. Now the crew have to figure out how to get home, whether that's by fighting monsters, exploring islands, finding allies, or by some other means. Most recently, they liberated a pirate heaven that turned out to be run by a devil and really not that heavenly at all. In doing so, they have been arrested by the Thundercrest Federation, who are this universe's, you guys watch Star Trek? Federation. They have been consorting with pirates. Yeah, they've been consorting with pirates. They've been doing all sorts of things that upset the balance of this universe, and they're now being taken to have a chat about it. Their ship has been lashed to two other ships that are driving them forward towards who knows where. At this very point in time, one of our characters has been blindsided by one who stowed away on board, and no one knew was there until this very moment. So, if we can go around the table and introduce ourselves, and take your name, your character's name, and a bit about what's happened to you to date.
Hi, my name's Reese, and I'll be playing Galbert Twinkletoes, the halfling monk.
Never gets old.
Every time.
Never gets old.
Going through a bit of euphoria, actually. Galbert's recently been given a shock promotion. Oh, that was sad. To quartermaster from cleaner. So.
At least 4 or 5 jumps in pay grade.
I'm paying 40% tax now. He's genuinely he tries his best to help people as much as he possibly can, and he likes to believe there is good in everyone, and has built up a very strong relationship with the current captain, Golan.
Speaking of, I am Captain Golan Height, the captain of the Spirit of the Horizon. Big fan of promoting people, especially people who are like my bestie. Violent alcoholic, recent new father to a griffin named Chauncey.
Adopted griffin.
Yeah. I've adopted an egg, which is now hatched into a griffin called Chauncey. And yeah, just trying to keep this ship and its crew together, sometimes literally.
Yeah. My name is Brother Jurgen. I am a cleric, a human cleric of the goddess Lyra, who is a goddess of joy. But she doesn't seem to exist in this place that we are, and recently harrowing events have occurred that's meant that something else is talking to me, and I don't know what it is. It's given me the ability to raise the dead, which I did to try it out, then freaked out and beat it to death with my quarterstaff, Monsieur Stick. I also have a tendency to end up in the water, like a lot. So I'm trying out a career as a marine biologist because I've seen a lot of fish close up, and yeah, that's basically where we find me. There we go.
Hi, I'm Florence, but in this I am Aya, a human rogue who stowed away on this ship in a moment of panic trying to escape her enemies and has been waiting for them to get to another port that she can escape from, and they have not yet reached a place that she has been able to escape. She's recently noticed that the crew has changed and she needs to figure out what's going on to see how her plan should change. So she has just escaped from her hiding place and has now snuck up on Twinkletoes to get some information.
And that is where we will dive straight in.
I love the little Mario jump they always does. Woo! That's how I picture him. He's just little
Mario.
Off you go.
Twinkletoes, you don't know me, but I know you, and I need to know more. Who are these people who've taken over your ship?
Oh, this is a weird day.
Roll a insight check.
1 moment. I believe that's a 7. That's a 5.
A 5. A 5. You've never seen her before. Where has she come from?
Before we go any further, can I have your name, please?
Why do you want to know my name?
Well, you seem to know mine.
You can call me Aya.
Aya. Nice to meet you. Can we have this discussion somewhere private?
Steps on the deck above you.
I grab him by the wrist
Mhm.
and I pull him as delicately as I can, trying to sneak, and I'm going to go back to the cubby hole, which he keeps his diary in.
Oh, no, you know my secret.
The cubby hole is 2 decks down, and you have to
Okay.
go past quite a lot of guards.
Oh, okay, I
Are
didn't realise
you
where we were.
sure that's what
okay.
you like to do?
I forgot how many floors there
Listen
is in this
here.
place, sorry.
You seem to be pretty good at hiding. How are you at blending in?
How do I know how good I am at blending in? I think I'm quite good. I've got a very high deception.
Yeah, you'd be very good at blending
Yeah, I'm. I was born to blend in.
Pick up a mop and bucket and walk with me, please.
Okay. I realise it's only a costume and not who I really am.
Disguised as a cleaner, you both make your way to where?
My new quarters.
Your new quarters. Describe your new quarters to me.
It's the one place in the ship that I've actually been neglecting because no one lives there.
The quartermaster died a long time ago, and he's now been replaced by who used to be our head cleaner.
So, in general, it's a little bit dusty, a little bit disheveled. There are some items from the previous quartermaster there. And I swing the door open, and it's dust. It's just like, well, this is something that needs to be cleaned up. Come on!
I close the door behind us. Is there like a chair I can wedge it so no one can open it?
Yeah, I'd say so. Roll a strength check.
Strength check.
It's your strength,
Oh.
so the top one there. No, roll the 20-sided dice, but at
Yeah.
the top, that you add the plus at there with your strength. That's it.
Oh, okay. So it says 9 / -1. So I
so
roll and then
minus
it's a
one.
-1.
Not very strong.
I'm slight. So I got a 7.
You try and wedge the chair in. It's sort of balanced. You're not sure it's actually going to hold if the door opens.
Okay. Well, it'll do for now. So as I was saying,
Yes.
who are these people?
The gentleman in the robes?
Yeah, these military people.
They are the Thundercrest Federation.
I have not heard of them.
You are not the first to not heard of them on this ship. I'll be honest with you, I only heard of them today.
Yeah, no, I noticed that you weren't here.
Yes.
So they're in charge and you're their prisoners, am I right? Yes.
I like to think of it as we're getting a military escort, but yes, we are prisoners.
And where are we on our way to?
The Thundercrest Isles, or something. I haven't been paying attention. It's been a very long day. I got promoted.
I know, quartermaster now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm sure dead parents will be
I
very
am
proud.
not qualified.
Oh! Damn, son!
She read his diary.
Us orphans got to stick together, all right? if I help you and if I help look after you and make sure that you guys don't get hurt, and I can do that, you'll make sure I get onto these Thunder Isles safely?
Yes.
Oh.
Roll an intimidation check for me, please.
Intimidation.
Yeah, an intimidation on. There you go.
12?
12.
11.
You're gonna do what she says.
Great. Take me to Golan, and you're going to explain the situation and how you're going to protect me.
Absolutely. In the morning, because at this time, he's probably already drunk.
Hands off my egg.
I'll take this bed.
Wow.
Wow. Stone cold.
Can I just want to make a suggestion. Take the bed, fine.
You're not
But-
getting in it.
No, I wasn't planning to. Anything you read in that book, please keep to yourself.
Do what I say, and I will.
And may I make a suggestion?
I don't promise to take it
I
on, but say
understand.
whatever the fuck you
I
want.
understand. But this is difficult for me. Instead of skulking around in the shadows, which I'm sure you're good about, why don't you take up the role as a cleaner? So that way, it will be a lot easier for you to just look like you're a member of the crew. And I can walk around and be like, oh, you know Aya. She's been here for weeks. I trained her.
It won't be the first time that I've had to play a character to keep myself out of trouble. But as long as you know what's really happening under the surface, I think that'll be fine.
Of course I will. Do you mind if I set up a hammock in here, or would you rather I go on my merry way?
I guess so.
Thank you.
And you bed down for the
And
evening.
I bed down and put myself to sleep.
That was intense, man.
I can't believe you just got.
I'm liking Aya.
like
I am
looking-
liking Aya.
That's in your own bed. What a bitch.
That's so good. Oh, that was. Oh.
You've taken the sweetest character I've ever made and made him wet his pants.
It's all I ever aspire to in life.
Oh, God.
As day dawns on the next day, you...
I probably slept next to my bed, by the way, because Chancey's on there.
No one slept very well, but you're fine. Well, you
Yeah.
have nightmares, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just not. I keep hearing the voice in my head. It's not the voice, but it's just memories of the voice. And I just keep in my head seeing that person over and over again. Except every time I look at it, it's someone else. It's
The person being the person you reanimated the
yeah.
corpse of.
Every time I see that it's somebody else, it's the captain. It's Relora. It's even Twinkle Toes, and it's just me over and over again, just bashing them in the head and screaming over and over and over, and everything slowly is turning purple in my head, and there's just this purple air around everything, and it's a fitful night. It's not good.
Right. It's my fault I did it to him.
I was just out for a good time, man. Cleric of Joy, for God's sake.
I had a proper bed.
The next day, you are all on deck. You're pretending to be a cleaner. Roll a deception check for me.
9?
9.
That wasn't a very good one.
Isn't your deception plus 8?
Oh, is that critical failure then?
That is indeed a critical failure.
Oh.
Yeah, you rolled
I've been
1.
thrown off. Yeah, sorry, a 1.
So Aya is cleaning really badly. Like, if anything, she's making the shit dirtier by her cleaning. Like, you are probably either cleaning after her or getting someone else to tail her and actually clean things, because she is so horrific at cleaning.
I just literally don't care. about
By the way, that's
cleaning.
going to be that way forever now. She is always going to be an awful, awful cleaner.
This is what you signed me up for.
I am having so many regrets.
Can I open the captain's cabin door? Just be like, Quartermaster, can I get a cleaner in here to deal with my sick bucket, please? Thank you.
Oh, she's not been mopping the decks with a
Oh,
sick
I've got
bucket,
the
is she?
perfect person, Captain.
Yeah.
Hiya.
Oh, yeah,
Come
Twinkly.
on in. So,
Twinkly.
come on in.
Who's this? I'm so hungover. Who's this?
This is Aya, Captain. She wanted to have a word with you.
Right, okay, yes, please, just take the bucket and dispose of it. Thank you. I assume this is what this is about.
So, Golan, is there something from his diary that I know about Golan that I can use
I don't know.
to my
Would
advantage?
you? I don't know.
I speak
They've been spending a
very
lot of time
highly of
together.
him. I speak incredibly highly of him. I think
Okay.
that he's too hard on himself, and I think that he's doing an excellent job for something that he just got thrown into.
Yeah, I also massively disrespect your opinions, so.
That's
Um,
fair.
I sit on the end of Golan's bed.
There's a baby griffin on it.
I sit carefully, but I still sit.
Sure.
And I sort of cross my legs and I look at him a little bit flirtily. I'm going to play that card.
Sure.
Women.
Guys can flirt too.
Humans.
Did you not meet
Species.
So, Golan, you
All
don't...
right, first thing, Captain. Okay, let's just get that out of the way first.
You've never seen this woman before, yet apparently she's a ship's cleaner.
Yeah. First thing, it's Captain. It's Captain to everyone. Secondly, who the shit are you?
You can call me Aya. I've been
Go on to the
here.
barrel.
I've been here for a couple weeks, and I've noticed that you don't have control of the ship anymore. So I thought maybe I would step in.
Right, in what capacity would you like to step in? And also, who the shit are you?
All you need to know is that my name is Aya, and I can help you if you help me. I want to get to this. What's this island place that these people are taking to you? Make sure I get there safely, and I can help you get any kind of information on these people. You need something stolen, I can steal it from you for you.
Are you being honest about this?
Yeah.
Cool.
Seems on the level.
Sheep's on the level. Yeah, seems on the level, yeah.
Well, if you want a safe passage, you won't need to worry about that. It's not like we're exactly listing off course. Just gesturing out the window to what I imagine is a massive boat next to us.
There's also the harpoon that's currently embedded in the side of the captain's quarters.
Yeah, I just gesture to the harpoon.
But if these men realise that I'm a stowaway, I'm going to be dealt with much more harshly. So I can become part of your crew.
By the way, thanks for mentioning you're a stowaway. Didn't know that before. We'll deal with that at another time.
We'll deal with it another time.
Functioning alcohol.
Twinkle Toes, this is day 12, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
Captain.
good.
You make sure I don't get captured by these people and punished. And I'll do whatever you need me to do until we get to these islands. Not like that.
Until we get to the islands.
Yeah.
So during the 1 day remaining travel, if I keep you
At which
safe-
point you hear from upper deck, "Land ho!"
Oh dear, looks like you got nothing to barter with now. Sorry, stowaway. Shut the door on your way out.
Roll intimidation check on that one. Yeah, that was nice.
That is a 19.
Oh, yeah, you got told. You got told.
All right. I know when I've lost a battle, so I make my way out. Is Twinkle's toes still there?
Yes.
Oh, before you go, could I just thrust the sick bucket into her hand? Thank you.
I hand the bucket immediately to Twinkle Toes, and make my way down back to my cupboard. Oh no, I can't make my way down back to the cupboard because he knows that's where I stay. Sorry, I can't go there.
Can I lead out of my words? Like, can I get a cleric in here? My head is killing me.
Ulmorn walks back and goes, all right, you are, Captain, and comes back inside.
I go back to the quartermaster quarters.
Sure.
That's where I go.
The remainder of you two are on deck, definitely. Are you joining them on deck? Are you taking the waters?
Taking the waters, yeah, that's it. I'm going to wait for, I'm going to go up on deck from my cabin. I'm going to wait for Ulmorn to finish up his morning ritual of curing the captain's hangover.
It's just a light restoration, it's not biggie.
Exactly, and
not
I'm
biggie.
just going to quickly grab him as he comes out, because I need to have a word with him. Cleric to cleric.
Ulmorn comes out, as always, because he's taken the captain's word to the letter. He is wearing full plate mail armor at all times, carrying a shield and his warhammer in case his teleportation mishap happens again. So he's constantly fully armed, despite him being a cleric of healing.
Yeah. Ulmorn, I need to speak to you a second, please, if I can.
What do you want?
I'm going to ask a question now, right? Okay. I know you and I have butted heads every now and then, but you know we're
I
both
dove
brothers.
in the sea to pull you out.
Exactly.
I think you and I have come to some understanding.
Exactly. We're brothers now. Okay.
Aye.
Have you been able to pray?
Aye.
Have you been able to pray to the light?
Aye.
Okay.
Have you not?
No, I don't hear Lyra anymore. Something else is there. Fill in the gap. I can do things, man. I can do things that I couldn't do before, and none of them are pretty. Did you see the pyre back on Libertalia? Did you see the smoke?
No.
There was 100 or so bodies that I couldn't save. We stacked them up into a pyre and I burned them. But
Look, in the line of our work, people do die. That happens.
Yeah, but in the line of our work, we don't bring them back again.
You what?
I brought one back from the dead.
You brought a body back from the dead.
I reanimated the dead.
You reanimated the dead.
Yeah.
You brought.
It was just one, but there was this voice in the
I
back.
don't
of my
like that.
Neither
I
do
don't
I.
like that.
No, neither do I. But there was this voice in the back of my head telling me to do it. And ever since then, I feel like the light is changing. You know me. My magic is this aura has always been a sort of a green in color. It's almost like like an emerald, but it's changing. It's in my head. I don't know what's happening. I'm not myself.
He gives you a quick look. Rolls a critical success.
Fantastic.
You know, there's nothing wrong with you.
Something's not right.
Look, is it possible that we're in a new world and there are new gods? Aye.
Yeah.
Will we be drawn to the people that are most like us? We commune with the divine. On some level, we're going to find our way. Despite side effects of whatever this new entity has for you, you've got to believe that on some level, he found you because you were looking for him.
What does that say about me?
Don't know, sunshine.
Okay. We better get ready. We're almost at land. Thanks, brother.
Anytime.
Does anyone have any meat? Any meat?
Have they eaten that entire head?
Probably.
Yeah, by now, absolutely, yeah.
Does anyone have any... Who's the captain of the Marines?
Oh,
Master of the Marines?
Levermath. Oh, the captain of the Marines is Josen.
Josen.
Skull Chaos Splinter.
Josen, looking at you. Have meat?
Josen, look at you. I always have meat.
Can I have some of that meat, please?
What kind of meat?
Just any meat.
He goes to a side cupboard in the ship's hull, and there is every kind of dead body of everything you've encountered so far, sort of stacked gruesomely in this cupboard. What would you like? We've got bits of dead Medusa. We've got bits of all sorts.
Oh,
like,
could I have the Medusa bits, please?
all right, takes that. Give you some of them. And
Hey, Chauncey.
in the meantime, the ships have started to come aboard and come abreast of a number of islands. You can see in the distance that there is a larger set of islands. You can't, you're in the cabin, so everyone else can. There is a larger set of islands in the distance with some kind of bizarre, still-looking cloud formation over them. They're quite far away, you can't see them yet. But in front of you it's a rock. It is a stout rock building set directly onto a shard of rock. You almost can't see where the building ends and the landscape starts. It's like a naval base built directly out of the sea. It's got a large rocky port. There's space to berth over 30 ships at any time. It is a paragon of military might and orderliness. The boats peel off and move around. Some of them take you in, and the Spirit is docked in the harbour. Admiral Levermath comes out of your cabin, where he was sat during this entire time. And while you were doing all of that.
I was doing all of that.
Yeah.
Not that conversation, though.
No, he came in after that. Yeah. Comes out and says, right, port stalwart. Off you go. The Rear Admiral will want to see you.
Of course, of course.
Some of their soldiers surround you. Are you taking anyone with you?
Yes. I'd like to take a small landing party. I think my quartermaster would like to come and see what experience awaits us. And brother, I'm sure you'd like to come with us.
Just let me grab munch your stick.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, can I get two of my Marines here? I just looked at. You stand in my cabin and you guard Chauncey. If any harm comes to him, I'll kill you both myself.
Twinkletoes, you go to grab your
I
mop,
go to
which you
grab
left in your
my
quarters.
things.
Yeah.
We're departing. If you wish to join us, now would be the time.
I just sort of get up and sort of sleekly walk behind him, just keeping my head down and quiet.
So you come back up and the Admiral looks at you and goes, right, so the captain, the quartermaster, and the cleric. And what are you, the cleaner?
Yes.
Fine.
Who's this?
I always think it's important for every member of the crew to get some time off the ship. We haven't had a lot of time for shore leave, so we just do it in bits and bobs.
Suits me.
Sort of learning on the job. I'm training everyone up.
He walks you down, and you are walked down into the fortress port. Stone corridors, Navy officers frequently bustle around at a brisk pace. There's an atmosphere of professionalism, dedication.
Yeah.
This is a smooth-running ship, very clearly.
As a military man, I'd be fairly familiar with this setup.
Do you like it?
I used to, yeah.
Ah, interesting. You are taken through to a wooden door. It's opened for you, and you are led inside. Which one? Levermath looks at you and goes, "Here they are, Real Admiral." Closes the door, turns around and walks away, and you're inside this office. Stone walls, some carpet on the floor, but nothing major. It is basically a stone room. Very clearly the room of someone who is quite meticulous, but also a room he spends a lot of time in. It is very well designed and looked after, and everything is spotless. You're a big fan of how spotless it is.
I noticed that immediately.
Just going to quickly turn to the captain when we're faced with all this. Captain, we're in the centre of what is potentially an enemy stronghold. Now, I know I'm just a cleric, I'm not a military man, but why have you insisted on bringing the custodial staff?
She's not the custodial staff, she's a stowaway.
What the hell have you brought her for? So, just to clarify, we have, I don't know, 50, 60 Marines on board. We've got war dwarves and we've got orcs. And you've brought a cleaner who also happens to be a stowaway.
Do I hear them?
Make a perception check.
Unique opinions from the strangest places.
9.
No.
No.
Unique opinions from the strangest places.
I mean, yesterday you brought the tea boy.
Jeremy is a very good man.
He's lovely. And that double espresso he made me was fantastic. But the fact of the matter is, I'm slightly concerned that your drinking is becoming a problem.
Are you trying to poke the owl down?
I'm not poking anything. I'm really making a point.
Yes, well...
Behind you hear an...
Maybe now's not the time, Captain.
Stick a pin in this.
Behind the desk sits a very large man.
Yeah.
His skin is sort of purpley blue colour.
Yep.
He is probably 7 foot tall when he stands, but he's also rather wide. He's not fat per se, but he is
Stocky.
hefty. Hefty's the word I would use for him.
Is there a chair on the other side of
There are a couple of chairs on the other side, yeah.
Oh, well, I would like to... I'll pull one out and just be like...
Of course, have a seat.
Yeah. I'll sit down as well. The custodial staff can stay behind.
Do you say that to them?
Yes, I do. Because I'm pissed off.
Wait here,
Oh,
I
yeah.
wait here and
The
just
captain's pet.
keep an eye on anything. Yeah. Also, but you know, this is a room which might have some valuable things. You wouldn't want anyone getting into anything, would you?
At which point you notice the two military guards stood either side of the door looking at you with a kind of raised eyebrow, because you said that out loud. Thank you.
Good move, Captain.
You then notice that there's another person in this room, as alongside the military staff you didn't notice, who is standing behind the chair. She's leaning against the wall a little bit casually. She has a very fine, sharp bone structure, thin face, alabaster white skin. There's a hint of mottling to her. She's clearly not entirely one race or anything like that. She's more spectral or elfin than other Irabi that you've seen, and she definitely is, as her eyes have this deep silver glow. She's tall, about 6 foot, and she's got very slender shoulders and waist, but she's still got a bit of broadness to her. This is clearly someone who could handle herself in a situation. And her voice is very calm and controlling, as is Aura when she says, "So these are the ones we've been hearing all about. Please, introduce yourselves."
Oh, yes, hello there. I am Captain Golanhite, captain of the Spirit of the Horizon. We are a research vessel, scientific vessel, rather a long way away from home.
So it would appear. And you others, who are you?
I'm Brother Jurgen. I'm a cleric. I'm a healer. We're not here to cause any problems, miss.
And who do you worship?
At which point there's a long pause, and I say, I am a worshipper of the goddess of joy.
I don't think I've heard of her.
No, she seems to have been absent somewhat recently, but she's still there somewhere, hopefully.
And you, who are you? You're very short.
Hello, I am Galbert Twinkletoes, quartermaster of the Spirit of the Horizon.
Yes, you are.
Oh, lovely. She's kind and polite, but quartermaster, don't give it a toss. And who might this be?
This is Aya, she's a work experience girl.
Do you take that? Do you say anything?
Yeah, I say nothing.
Roll a deception check.
13.
Looks like she's bought it.
She was spending a year on the ship because she had a gap in her knowledge, so she's spending this gap year, if you will, just learning how to operate on a scientific vessel.
It appears she chose a poor year.
Oh, yes, yeah.
I take it from all of this that you are not from this plane of existence.
That is what we've come to the conclusion, yeah.
So every report and spy has told me so far.
Spy.
If you say the goats, I don't...
I told you not to trust those bloody goats, Captain.
I'm sorry, goats?
It's a long
It's a
story.
It's a long story. Never mind.
Behind her, this sort of from the big man in the chair.
And who might you be?
My name is Rear Admiral Mathaganti. I'm in charge of the Navy.
He says nothing else.
And to the casually leaning lady. And yourself?
Oh, forgive me. My name is Abilzim. I am the Queen of the Tide. It is a wonderful pleasure to meet all of you.
Queen of the Tide.
Pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty,
She
yes.
is dressed in long wisps of thin white silks and cotton, and on her head she has a diadem with a crescent moon set in the centre of it. Roll a wisdom check,
Yeah.
please.
Okay.
I recognise that.
Yeah, roll a wisdom check as well for you. That's fine.
Wisdom. Come on. 14.
7.
Yeah, you think it's something you've seen before. It's the same one as on the pin.
I've still got that crescent pin in my pocket.
Yeah, the pin you found earlier on candle, I think.
Captain.
No, I saw it.
Yeah, I know. It's the same thing.
I know it's the same.
Same thing. I don't know.
Stay cool.
That might be it.
She's allowing you to speak. She's not interrupting in any way, just very calm, very quiet.
Well, yes, good. Why have you brought us here? I suppose you have some questions.
Well, forgive me. We know so little about you. All we have is reports of an island saved and a crew from a random other place swearing fealty in the Black Cove to a pirate's skull. Now, what would you know about that?
Well, first of all, I didn't. I was very clear about that. Second of all,
In the back you hear it from the guy behind the desk.
we are strangers in a strange land. We have no allies. Our ship was damaged. We arrived at a port. It was a welcome port where we tried to find supplies, and it was the requirements of the people of that outpost. We are not pirates. We fly under no banner other than our own, and we are simply trying to get home.
But you did swear on the skull.
Now, who told you that?
Who do you think? Again, she looks like confused about this constant mention of goats.
There were a lot of goats in the pirate place. They were everywhere.
Listen, we have no loyalties to anyone but ourselves and our crew. We are just trying to get home. We're not trying to upset the balance of any particular power. We're not interested in politics.
Is that why you destroyed the ship?
Now, which ship are you referring to here?
The one that your strange weaponry blew to pieces and sank.
Well, that was a self-defense action because we needed information from another ship, and we would have been more than happy to parley, but everyone jumped at us at once. We've only acted in self-defense this entire. We have never been the instigators. We've never been the aggressors.
As far as we're aware, that ship was
I mean, yeah, deception check that. Go on.
that was a ship of mercenaries. It wasn't a government ship.
6.
She raises an eyebrow and looks at you and says, "You of all men do not strike me as someone who only acts in self-defense. Look, we have no quarrel with you on that front. They were seceding from our own navy for quite some time. I believe you would describe it as an internal affair. We have no quarrel with you, but we must know more of you. You are, of course, welcome to our islands, where peace and prosperity reigns. I myself am one of the 3 queens of the island. But to pass into my court, you must do a service for me. Ideally, you would swear to my god as well, but maybe that would be a struggle for you too. I'm not
We've
so
got a
sure.
lot of gods going on just now.
Yes,
Quite frankly,
We seem to
I
have a
personally have
tendency
got at
in
least
the
3 or 4
12 days that we've been on your plane. We've not only had commune with more than one, I think we've also managed to annoy a couple as well.
yeah,
They
might
are
have even
multifarious.
killed one.
They are multifarious, it is true. There are plenty of them. She raises an eyebrow at the may have killed one, but doesn't really comment.
You're what was the god of the moon called again from that thing with the orb?
Oh,
What was that? What was the name?
I'm saying nothing.
It was. Oh god, it started with an S.
could I? I'm gonna roll a history,
Religion check.
a religion check and see if I can remember. 16.
She was called Zimian.
I remember. Her name was Simeon.
Yes. Oh, thank you
That's
so
okay.
much.
As that, you said that out loud.
Yes.
You're
Yes,
devotee
Zimian.
of Zimian.
Zimian is indeed my goddess, the goddess of the waves and the sea and the unrelenting tide and the moon.
Ask her about the pen.
Oh, yes, thank you. Right. We found this on our travels.
Who takes it from you? It is a crest of Zimian. It is old. This design has not been used for many years. It is a trinket. It is worthless.
No. Well, we found it on some hooded figures. Not Vosu. It's the other one because they use magic. Voklu. There's a hard
Volca.
consonant in there somewhere.
Was it not the Volca, Captain?
Oh, the Volca. Yes, right. Yeah.
Vosu and Volca wearing this crest.
Just the Volca.
She pockets it. This will be investigated.
What about the star? Show her the star as well, Captain.
I don't have the star.
Where's the star gone?
I didn't know you took the star.
I did have the star.
Do you know what? I'm regretting taking you more than taking her.
Quickly check my pockets to see if I have the star on me.
Which point she repeats again. If you will do me a service on the island if you will help me with something that I need assistance with, I would be more than happy to welcome your ship into our harbours. Would you do me this service?
What service do you require?
Let's talk about it on the way, shall we?
Ooh, a field trip.
Yes. Yes. Let's go on the way and complete that task. All 4 of us together.
That would seem apt, yes.
Yes.
What's he gonna do? Scrub him to death?
To be fair, people.
She'll
used to
get a
say
lot of
I-
experience on the job.
It is, of course, entirely your decision. You are the captain of your vessel. Admiral, make sure the vehicle is impounded until we return, and do not let anyone on or off the ship.
Oh no.
Oh no. So you don't get alarmed. There may be a chance that people teleport off the ship. It's not our thing. It's something that happens.
Is it to do with how you came here?
We're still working that out.
We think so. It only started happening after the biscuits for
It only started happening recently.
Tuesdays.
Roll a deception check with disadvantage. That was ridiculous.
Critical fail.
Yeah. She knows you're lying. She takes you down the stone corridor. She turns to the Admiral. She goes and goes, Admiral, don't hurt them. They've done nothing wrong. Yet. He nods and goes, very well.
Well, actually, when we get back, I would like to lodge a formal complaint against one of your admirals because he killed one of my adopted children. But
What?
Yeah, is it, what? And starts asking questions about this as you leave and go down the corridor.
ask him about the egg.
You make your way down the corridor while describing to her about your griffin rearing, and she seems...
Hashtag should have 2 griffins.
Hashtag what's better than 1 griffin.
Hashtag elaborate scrambled eggs.
She is marginally disinterested, but, you know, she wants to make a good impression, so she's
Why
absolutely
has
there.
the Queen met us personally, by the way? That is weird.
I know.
She takes you down to a smaller ship, also in the port, and the smaller ship makes out of the harbour and moves towards the islands you saw in the distance.
Oh, no.
Now, across the way, this island in front of you, it's large. It's bigger than anyone you've been to so far. It's multiple houses, cities. There's a spread out urbanization of this space, and yet it is still somewhat rustic. It's not... There are some city-like areas where there's a lot of buildings together, but there are also very clearly woodlands and mountains range out from the far side. However, this is really minor compared to the clouds above you. A large rolling thunderstorm is sat right above this island. It's just sat there. It's not moving. There's plenty of wind because the ship's sailing. The clouds are not moving.
Your
It just
Majesty?
sits there. A large roiling storm bursting with natural and magical lightning, low rumbles of thunder, and a dark black morass of grey, blue, and purple clouds. They hold their shape in a sort of frozen mushroomoid shape.
Your Majesty is... I suppose you want us to deal with the cloud?
Oh, heavens, no. Not the spell drag. That's been there for so long.
Well, what's awaiting us on the island?
Ah, well, one of my farms is having some bird trouble, and I thought you might be able to help with that. But we'll come to it when we get there. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them as the ship skips across.
By bird trouble, are these large birds?
Oh, very large.
Yes, that's...
Very, very large.
Yeah, that seems par the course for us, doesn't it? Yeah.
Can we ask why it is that you can't deal with this problem yourself? Why does it require us?
I think she could, but it's a test.
Oh.
I'm saying nothing but well deduced.
Can I ask something?
Of course.
What is the spell thrak? Is that the way you pronounce it correct? Spell
Yes.
thrak?
Spell drag. It is a large cloud formation above us. It has been there for quite some time. We don't know a lot about it.
Okay, well, and you said there are 3 queens?
I'm sorry, of course, yes, you are completely new to the island, my absolute apologies. This is the Trocken Caldera, and the boat is now going around the side, and you see there's 2 spits of land coming together, and between them, there's a big crater. Middle of the island is indeed a crater, and the island is more of a ring shape. You can see across to various other cities and buildings on the far side and mountains there, but the middle is completely open and there's just water everywhere. She says, this is the caldera, and around the edge we have formed the three major cities of the caldera. There is Green Glade, over there is Silver Peak, I'm the Queen of Luness, and there's Port Trouble. Luness, to your right, as you travel in, is a rather pleasant, well-designed, lovely city. Lots and lots of moon symbology, very white, very sort of Greek village, if you will. And to the left is the worst slum dock you have ever seen. Buildings built out over the water, ships everywhere. You can smell it from here. It's appalling.
That's Port Trouble?
It's aptly named, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, was it always called Port Trouble? Because that is literally just asking for trouble.
I believe it once had another name, but that's the one that stuck.
Ah, okay.
As you make your way across to Luness, the boat pulls in. And Luness is a rather pretty, lovely town. There's working docks, but the tone is one of calm, of peace, tranquility. There are loads and loads of people, more than you've seen so far. There are probably thousands of all the various races that you've met, and some that you haven't yet, crossing these docks, putting things in and out of boats. You're jostled as you make your way down the dock. Would you like to roll perception checks? Some more information about this.
13.
19.
10.
Critical failure, halfling luck. Perception, that would be 19.
Okay. You all generally see them better than you. That this is a place of work, but also a place of commerce. There are shops. There are people working all over the spot. There's lots of evidence of fishing and trading, but also tailors, merchant buildings. This is a working town, a very calm, peaceful working town. There is the presence of the military men you've seen before, but it's not heavy. There's a couple of guards here or there, but it seems to be a relatively calm, pleasant place. From the dockside, the road splits into three paths in a large triangular public space overlooked by a 4-story circular clock tower. She stands, looks, turns to you and says, so, which way should we go?
I thought you were leading us.
Oh, all roads lead to my palace.
Oh, right. Well,
Can we investigate the marketplace
Absolutely.
and see if there's anything that we can get? Because I've got money in my pocket.
if anything, can we walk through the marketplace on the way to the palace? Is there a path that goes through?
Yeah, the marketplace takes up the entirety of this triangular space, and then there are paths leading out of it. These paths are all very, very well designed. One leads as a promenade down the inside of the Caldera Island and is clearly well-to-do. There's lots of people promenading, if you will. And there is a road up into the crest of the top of the mountain range with the beautiful statuettes lining the way. And there's one around the outside, which looks a bit more windswept, but also kept in good nick and well looked after. In front of you, there is this clock tower. You can see a temple further down on the right if you were going around the outside of the island. And cheers for that. And she points and says, the way of the wind and the wise, maybe, points to the one around the outside. Do you want to go shopping?
Yeah. Because we've got a bit of a list. What was it we needed to get for the ship?
I need more meats.
More meats.
Sean
Okay,
said.
okay. So, a small shopping list. We need to go to
Also, maybe a little hat you can wear.
a butcher's, a haberdasher's, and potentially, a milliner's. That's right, yes. And potentially an apothecary.
Yeah, I'll go
And-
with some lotions and potions. and
Exactly, and and Brother Jurgen is his stash is diminishing. He's not holding, and
How's that
potentially,
cannon ammunition looking, by the way?
and maybe.
I mean, we've shot a lot recently.
But if they don't have cannon though, then will they have cannon
I don't know, they might
ammunition?
have powder.
Yeah. And an armory. We'll need to go to an armory as well. I'd like to see if I can upgrade my crossbow because my crossbow is pretty weedy.
She looks at you and says, this will all be dealt with, but let's complete the task at hand
Yes, of
first,
course.
shall we?
Yes, of course. I just have one quick question.
Yes.
Well, as we're walking.
As you make your way down the walk of the wind and the wise, as she called it, so there are trees on this walk. It is obviously wind swept, as all of the sea winds come in. and take it in as they go. There are sturdy evergreens and oaks and elms and cedar forming a natural barrier and protection to the buildings of the city on this side of the ridge line to make sure it isn't too affected. As you go, you see some larger buildings. There is a church, clearly a church-like building with a religious symbology on it that looks like a radiant sun. And at the top of it, it seems to also function as a lighthouse. And further along, you see a more Incan-style step temple, and that has more of the moonlight symbology on it as well. What do you want to ask on the way?
It would seem unusual for a monarch to greet such a humble vessel such as ourselves.
Oh, you do yourselves a disservice. You're not humble at all, are you?
Well, I think we're just trying to get from point A to point B.
I have a task I require someone to help me with.
Hmm?
You seemed the best choice. It was as simple as that.
Well,
Roll an insight check.
yeah. Come on, baby. Come on. Ooh, that's not bad. It's 14.
She's lying.
I don't think I've been particularly honest with me, Your Majesty, but I am in your kingdom. Not for me to pry. But
Your arrival here is interesting. I require interesting people.
God, can I incite that?
Yeah.
That seems like a loaded comment. On the hunt for subtext. That is a crit fail.
I mean, it means something.
Right.
Is it just the Queen that's escorting us, or are we under military escort?
Just the Queen.
It's just the
Okay.
Queen, man.
All right. Okay.
At which point,
Which is scarier.
Yeah.
you all hear a... and you look off into the distance, and you can all see, because it's pretty big, a bird.
How big are we talking?
Well, it looks like a relatively normal-sized bird, really, because, you know, it's getting closer. Oh, that's big. Oh, it's getting closer. Oh, that's big. And it gets closer and closer, and this bird is gigantic.
So it wasn't
A
small.
wingspan
it was far
of-
away.
A wingspan of nearly 150 feet. It is humongous, and with the whoop, whoop, it zooms past the way and flies off into the mountains over the other side. Everyone around has ducked and gone down, and you...
That's the bird?
Yes. And that's where we're ending it for this hour.
Round of
Thank you so much
applause.
for joining us. We are running from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day for Fringe. And you're obviously more than welcome to come back to see how the adventure goes. You can buy player tickets to come up and have your own special character just for you. We're also live streaming the whole thing on twitch.tv/adventurerswanted and live tweeting it on @adventurers250. And I'm going to throw to these guys because some of them are involved in other shows on Fringe, so this is their time for a cheeky plug.
Yes. I am in a sketch comedy double act called Dirty White Boys. Our show is called Stupid. It is on every day of the Fringe, except the 14th. At 9:20 at Just the Tonic of the Caves. It is a very silly, very, very silly, very funny show, we think. Recently just been recommended by the iPaper, and we're in Laugh Out London's 21 comedy shows to see at the Fringe. So it's a pay what you want show as well, so it's free to get in. There you go.
Fantastic. I don't have a hat, but I am in a show. I am the host of a comedy panel show called Imaginary Porno Charades, which is literally as it sounds. It's charades of imaginary pornography. It's
It's
lot
a
of fun.
piece. It's so
Yeah,
good.
it's so basically we take we've taken the titles to famous films and TV, and a la the porn industry when they do parodies, we made up our own. One of my particular favourites today, Alice in Wonderbra. That's one of the clean ones, you know, because you don't know who's watching. Yeah, we've got a couple of 5-star reviews under our belt, and we're on every Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 11 o'clock at Sweetgrass Market, and every night we have a different panel from acts all across the festival, lots of different people. It's lots of fun. So there you go.
I'm doing two things. I'm doing Agony Uncles of Science, where we solve people's everyday problems with science. It's at Barbados every single day at 9:15, and it is free. And then also I'm putting on an art exhibition. It is the Vagina Museum's first ever art exhibition. It's at Woodland Creatures. We're also running two events as part of it. One on the 15th at 6 p.m, which is a poetry night, and one on the 22nd at 6 p.m, which is a comedy night.
Cool. Thank you so much for coming. We're now going to do a really quick turnaround, but thanks so much. Have a lovely day.
Thanks, guys.
Yay, amazing. Thanks,